Welcome to the content stream, I guess. Today, at the beginning of today's stream, we're going to be taking a look at Turnt's PB. He's kind of apprehensive of me doing this, but he gave me the link anyway, so I don't know. Do I do it? Do I not? Thinking. We're just gonna go for it, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is. As with literally every run that we've taken a look at so far, there is probably not a whole lot that I can say at the beginning. Your trailer says top runner, and I don't even have a 101. Yes, but I'm in the top 4% of Odyssey runners, so I think that would dictate me being a top runner. You consider a top runner to be top 10, as in could viably move world record forward. I don't really agree with that, to be honest. I think that's just too limiting. I think that's really putting down people that put in a lot of time into this game. Just because they're not world record contenders doesn't mean they're not top runners. Because if you're gonna go by that logic, honestly, my take would be that the only top runners would be Mitch and Tyrone. I'm gonna be completely honest. Maybe Lucid as well. Just because they're really the only people pushing it forward at the moment. They're the only people that can push it forward at the moment. Top 10 is like up to a 59-40 or something. You know, it's like... world record, there's like a low 58, almost a 57. If we're gonna go by that logic, I wouldn't say DD is a top runner, but by my logic, DD is 100% a top runner. All right, we're gonna actually get started on this. Let's give it a crack, shall we? What are we doing here, Turnt? Ah, yes. Please stop doing that. I saw you doing this in stream today, mister. Stop doing this. All right, I don't overly expect a whole lot out of, like a whole lot of bad stuff to come out of Turnt's cascade, to be honest. Oh, okay, listen. Turnt, listen, Bob. I know you like to tell me that you've got boomer hands, but I don't really like the fact that that's wrong. You keep telling me you've got these boomer fingers that can't do anything, and yet you're improving like insanely lately, and it's really, like your improvement's really good. But adjust your camera, please. Please. Listen, you've got two fingers, two fingies. Use both of them, not just one. You gotta, even like here, you should already be just holding up on the analog stick. At some point, you can just let go because you're already looking up. But having vision of this movement makes it, like, not even kidding, 30 times easier. And it makes these risky dives that you're trying to do here way simpler because you're not blind jumping and hoping for the best. And if you can actually see what you're doing, believe it or not, hold on, once you dive on this platform here, instead of going next to this platform, believe it or not, if you can actually see what you're doing, you can make sure you land early enough here so that you can dive straight up here. Granted, this was probably all a mistake and an accidental thing, but if you could see what you're doing, you can make this work like 400 times more often. Plus, you know, then you don't risk the moon not spawning in and things going wrong there. But hey, whatever, dude. Yeah, okay. So I don't know how people above me do it, because I know DD grabs this seed and basically backflips right where the seed is, or even further, but I don't even know how he does it. All right, I'm not gonna go into that because I'm not really that great at this movement in general, but I think you could have roll boosted one extra time. I normally roll boost in line with this, like, dude. He's like my visual guide. Like here or just before him where you are now is about where I will roll boost for the last time, and it pretty much just avoids exactly what happens here, which is you just not having momentum and going wildly in different directions, which obviously nobody wants. I know you don't want to bonk, but honestly, like rolling in line with that dude has always just kind of worked for me. You might just have to lab that out a little bit. Oh, diving in the wrong direction. Cap throw, gamer. Cap throw. Look, okay. I know, for the most part, what myself and people will say is when you want to improve, you got to cut out unnecessary cap throws, right? Because cap throws lose close to like 0.5 every time you use them unnecessarily, correct? But this one, you're not contending for BTT here. This is a necessary cap throw because you're gonna waste more time trying to line yourself up perfectly with this moon than you are just cap throwing and diving straight away. All right, so this is just a minor one, you know, but you could have dove there a little bit earlier. I know it doesn't really matter much, but this movement is kind of one of those awkward ones where if you don't do the hyper optimal stuff, it's not really anything like fast that you can do, because you kind of just have to do this awkward jump and a dive, and most of the time you get a cappy return jump anyway, so it's not like it really matters. So it's just kind of like... But you could have been diving like here, you know, to make it over, and that's all I can really say. Outside of the like roll cancel strats and stuff, there's not really anything you can do to tidy that up, so I can't really say much. Turnt choosing not to go for the 0.5 second time save. Unbelievable. You know, if you want just like a little bit of an optimization thing here, this just is from my own personal experience, okay? But you can start turning the bullet bill to the left, honestly, like here, maybe even a little bit before. I know when you have the bullet bill facing this way, it looks like it's gonna run directly into this pillar, but it's not. The angle of the pillar slants kind of like this way, and when the bullet bill kind of does its curve, even though it's facing this way, it actually just kind of does this, right? So it actually just makes it perfectly around, and instead of what you're doing right now, which is gonna be like, again, this is like tiny stuff that I guess in a way doesn't really matter, but I mean, it's something you can think about, really. All right, we're talking about lines. This is a very easy line to fix. I know the poison is scary, but still, stop roll boosting earlier. Adjust this angle, so instead of coming like this, well, obviously not that dramatic, but instead of like coming at this angle and then curving all the way around here, stop roll boosting a little bit earlier, adjust your angle, and then start roll boosting again around this corner, then stop roll boosting, adjust your angle, then start roll boosting again. You'll save more time by taking a tighter turn around this corner than you will by roll boosting a few more times. All right, one thing I'm noticing, Turnt, this feels really weird talking to Turnt as if Turnt is here, but Turnt's not here, and Turnt's just going to be seeing this when I release the video, but anyway. One thing I'm noticing, Turnt, is that you are not beginning pieces of movement as soon as you gain control of Mario. I know this is something that has to come with experience, and I have full faith that you'll get there eventually, but if nobody's ever brought this to your attention before, you need to be rolling earlier. You can already be rolling here, but you're not. You're waiting till you can fully see Mario, which is too late in an optimization point of view, I guess. Because you're losing like a good 0.2, 0.3 here just because you rolled too late. I know you can end up bonking on that stupid railing and stuff like that, but just working with that and learning the angle, you'll kind of get used to it over time, and you'll just save time because you're fast and popping off. But I did notice it in sand as well. Oh, you're going for late clip. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't know you did this. Pog you. Why go for late clip at 104? Well, I mean, if you can do it, why not? I mean, I feel like that's just semantics though, curiosity, because with that line of logic, you know, you don't really need this until this time. That you don't really need threshold keeps moving every single time somebody gets a world record, you know? 2 years ago, or I guess we didn't really know late clip existed 2 years ago, but let's say for the sake of argument that we did, right? 2 years ago, you could have been like, oh, you don't need a left side until you're going for a 102. But then somebody gets a 101 world record, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you don't need left side till a 101. Then somebody gets a 100, and it's like, oh, you don't need left side till a 10. So it's just like, it doesn't make any sense to like stop people from doing stuff until this spot specifically, because right now you could say with absolute confidence you don't need late clip until a 58. Because I mean, technically it's true, but it doesn't make any sense to do that. If Turnt has a 104 but he can do like late clip consistently, then why not do it? It's free time save in a sense, I guess. Like, I don't mean to get heated, but a lot of people in the Odyssey community do that a lot, and it's just diminishing to runners. It makes no sense to stop people from improving just because of some number on their PB. Like, God, if they want to improve, just let them improve. Overall, it was a really good lake. All the tricks saved maybe like a minute. Yo, speaking of, Turnt, you missed the bunny, dude. What the heck? Dude, Turnt's risking it for the biscuit right now. People who say do this trick when really, if people just stop bonking, they'd save so much time. True. That was me when I was learning. A lot of my time lost literally was just bonking everywhere. If you want to save time, and by save time, I mean save 0.5 for absolutely no reason whatsoever, do I have the strat for you? See this right here? Hold into the wall. Don't cap stall. It works every time. Guaranteed, 100%. Cap stalling, Sucks. Grr. You think you can have the hand-eye coordination to face the wall? I mean, you don't have to face the wall. You just have to hold your left analog stick into the wall. You just literally hold upright. Upright. Do you know where upright is on your analog stick, turnt? Huh? Do you, mister? Grr! Oh my goodness, listen. Welcome to the stream. What are you... Okay, turnt. You can go on about hand-eye coordination all you want, okay? But listen, to fix this issue, you know what you have to do? Literally, just as soon as you enter the red maze... All right, I've got the strat for you. Have you heard? All right, I'm gonna give you a visual demonstration, okay? Have you heard, sir, of the bumper button? When you enter the red maze right here, boom, tap that bad boy. Your camera just locks into place. You will literally see me do this every time I enter red maze. Every single time. It's just habit. Just tap that bad boy. Get it in there. It fixes this awkward camera angle that you'll get almost every single time, and it'll just make your life 50 times easier because you're not battling with vision. Look, at the end of the day, Wooded Kingdom as a whole is just kind of 1,000,001 small things that can possibly go wrong that add up to massive amounts of time saved. It's just not a whole lot that I can really be like, yes, this is the definitive thing that you're doing wrong, because it's just not really the case. It's kind of just everything. Okay, so you weren't here before when I said this, turnt, but I'm noticing that for a lot of things, you're not doing a lot of predictive movements, if that makes sense. Like coming out of cutscenes and stuff, you'll start rolling too late, or you don't roll as soon as you have access to movement as Mario. And I know that comes down to just an experience thing. I'm not trying to say, how dare you not predict the very frame that Mario starts moving, but like I've noticed it twice so far in this run, and this would be example number 3, where you set up for this rock breaking, but you're not ready to dive straight away. And then it takes you an extra half a second to actually move towards the moon. You know what I mean? Like, so far, just off predictive movements in this run, you've probably lost a second and a half, maybe. And I know that doesn't really matter all too much at the moment, but stuff like that does begin to matter eventually. And I just thought I would point it out, just in case nobody's ever pointed it out before. You would dive too early predicting the movement. That one is less about jumping early, because you're right, the trapedal does move if you dive over, but it's more about just dialing straight away as soon as like the trapedal is about to break the rock or breaks the rock, right? Even if you jump the second the trapedal breaks the rock, it's better than rock breaks, you turn around, then move and jump. You know what I mean? That one I can fully understand you not wanting to jump early, because I don't even jump early, because you're 100% right, the trapedal will move with you, because the trapedal still moves even while it's like flying through the air. Aiming as the Sherm is the weirdest thing that you would think you wouldn't have to practice, but you kind of do, you know? Because that cycle that you just got was actually really good. If you just had a little bit more experience aiming as this stupid damn tank in this stupid damn game, you would have been able to knock this wiggler out before he stopped moving, which would have saved you time, like a lot of time. You got really good RNG. You just didn't know how to utilize the really good RNG. I think it all comes down to what really ruined you here is you've got him in a line, which is really good, and you hit him twice, and that's great, but you should have noticed that you were inching too close to the first like bubble thing, and when that happens and he's in a pattern like this, as you can tell, what ends up happening is you end up hitting the ones that you've already hit before. So then you're waiting for the tank to refresh, and by the time you refresh and shoot again, you know, this one is now like here, and you hit one and then there's one left, and then it starts this chain reaction of you just missing them all, right? So if you notice that the wiggler is getting itself in a pattern like this and you're shooting too early, just delay your shot by like half a second, if that, and just start aiming for, you know, the middle ones instead of the first ones, and then just get in that rhythm of getting 3 every hit, and it just makes it so much easier. Because then even if you miss one, normally you only miss 1 and you don't miss 2 or 3, you know, and then you're just in a much better place to quickly like recover. That's all I can really say about Wheeler. Wheeler is just 50% RNG, 50% not missing shots, and that's just kind of all it comes down to. I know you're just gonna yell at me for this because you're gonna tell me that you can't do it, but listen, dude. You ready for this? Turn the camera! Camera control honestly makes life so much easier in this game. It's just not even funny. I did watch this Metro just then, okay? And I did notice a few moments where lines could have been tighter, okay? And things could have been improved. But I'm not going to roast you about that kind of stuff because it doesn't matter yet. Most of your time saved here is just going to be from improving the big stupid stuff that went wrong. But at the same time, get tighter lines, turnt. Jesus. Grr. Okay. You know what a fun strat here is? I'm not telling you to do this, but you know what a fun strat here is? As soon as you touch this snow, roll cancel backwards because it kills your momentum. Not only do you break the snow so Toad can talk to you, you stop moving. And when you stop moving, you know, this awkward like run to the side that Mario doesn't happen. Obviously, you can avoid this still by just letting go of the analog stick earlier. But when you roll cancel backwards, all you have to do is let go and it just works and you just pop it off. It's actually high IQ. It is a little bit harder to time because obviously you have to hit it at the moment that you touch the snow, but it's pretty poggers. I don't know if you grabbed that Goomba on accident or not, but ideally, you don't want to do that. So your Goomba routing here, I'm just going to point it out for anybody that doesn't know then. For anyone that doesn't know, this Goomba is already aggroed on you, which is good. So this right here, you want to jump this way, go around this Goomba. He'll kind of just chill there and do a whole lot of not much, right? Which is fine. Then you want to go activate this, curve back around, activate this dude so he starts aggroing on you. Then come back, grab this Goomba. Then this guy will be like here, and then you can jump on him. Then you can just make your way back to the platform. This looks absolutely ridiculous the way it is, but going this way, platform, back to this guy, then get him, then back to the platform. Just kind of makes it so the timing all works out and you don't have this awkward scenario where, as Turnt does, he activates the platform, but because he doesn't have an extra Goomba to grab, he's just kind of standing there waiting, and he probably lost like a second. Yes! Yes! Thank you! Somebody does the long jump strat. Ah, oh, Turnt. I love you. Now I don't look crazy. Now people know it's real. Luncheon's hard though. It's literally not even your fault. This is like one of the most technically demanding kingdoms. It's like actually really difficult to get a good luncheon kingdom. This is true. The spin pounds are not hyper optimal and you didn't need a cap throw there, but this is kind of just one of those things where this just comes down to gameplay experience more than anything. Spin pounds naturally become more optimal the more you do them, and by the more you do them I mean like years, like the more you do them. Like Turnt has these spin pounds, then you have my spin pounds, then you have Tyrone. Halo also does like the stupidest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. What do you mean? You can't just like sit here and only pick the good parts of Halo's runs, because Halo does dumb shit too, okay? We've been yelling at Halo for like months, dude. Don't even start on me, okay? God. Halo can't even do 2D skip, man. Come on. He literally fails 2D skip and loses runs to do 2D skip. You can't sit here and tell me that he never does anything stupid ever. He's just a big old bonobo just like the rest of us. Listen, Turnt, I still think you're just way too hard on yourself. Like, yes, you are an older gentleman that might find it a bit harder to perform these fast strats because the dexterity of your hands is probably not quite as much... Not as insane as the dexterity of a lot of these younger runners. But saying it like that is taking away from the fact that you have achieved amazing things, okay? In the past year, you've improved so fucking much. And acting like you haven't and you're still garbage is so detrimental because you're popping off. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? I know how you feel. You might think I don't because I'm young, and that obviously just means that my disadvantage isn't there. But think about what I go through. Think about my sleep issues, dude. I have just as many issues getting runs off the ground as you do. I get it. I'm fully fucking aware, man. But still, you have improved so fucking much, man. I remember watching you when you were like 110 gamer and just like doing scuffed shit all the time. But now you're starting to get there. You're getting there. You're improving. I'm proud of you, dude. Imagine having a 110 and not being scuffed. True. Yo, someone hasn't watched my Bowser's tutorial to improve their bird movement, and it shows. Ooh, you must have spin pounded on Harriet just then, like, frames too early. That looked like that should have worked. That's so stupid. Like, literally, you must have been, like, a frame or two off. That sucks, dude. You've been telling me to just wait for the next kingdom, literally every single kingdom. Also, I kind of forgot that these were on, and I'm only just noticing now, and we're an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, which means it's kind of pointless for me to turn them off now, but oh well. The over vector, that's a classic. No, you shouldn't have done that. Not the right decision, okay? The decision here, all right, mister? Let this ride out, keep going to the left, dive. Just dive. This thing, by the time Mario hits this floor, is gonna be like this, so it's not gonna hit you, and you're gonna have a perfectly straight path. Mario can just go yoink, and you would have been on a pretty good line, but diving here wasn't the strat. Diving here is like rarely the strat. Or not diving, but cap diving. Move over, please. Okay, look, Chaos has been telling us this since like forever ago. Put Bowser here, against this wall. You just have to move longer for no reason when you get control of Bowser. Just, as you're swiping, just put Bowser here. But GG's, turnt, pog you, gamer. You did the thing. Again, at the end of the day, all it's gonna come down to is just, one, not bonging everywhere. But I mean, that's just how it goes all the time. But for the most part, it's just small things that can be improved. Not a whole lot that needs touching on, because you kind of know what you're doing, you know? You've got the knowledge. It's just about putting that knowledge into action, and I believe you can do it. So keep gaming, dude. Keep gaming. All right, cool.